Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Andrew Pizzelli coming to you live from the press box here at Gaudette Field. We have women's lacrosse on tap. Today, the 0-2 Seahawks look for their first win of this young season as they take on the 1-1 UMass Dartmouth Corsairs. The Seahawks last played on Thursday an 11-4 defeat at the hands of Emerson. Junior Sarah Wood scored a pair of goals for Salve, Regina, while senior Grace Kelly and sophomore Abigail Tepper added a goal apiece. Tepper and Woods each added assist as well for Salve, Regina. Senior Josephine O'Reilly made 13 saves in the net for the Seahawks. For the Corsairs, they're coming off a narrow defeat in overtime, 17-16 against Mount Ida. Sophomore Colleen Kane scored a game-high 9 goals for the Corsairs. Nicole Butts and Leah Wilkinson split the time in net for UMass, as Butts made 3 saves and Wilkinson made 6 stops in the loss for the Corsairs. Salve, Regina and UMass Dartmouth have faced each other 14 times before, with the Seahawks leading this non-conference series 8-6 all time. The last time these two teams met, Salve, Regina defeated the Corsairs 18-8 in North Dartmouth, Mass. on March 10th, 2012. We'll have starting lineups shortly, the national anthem, and then the beginning of this game very shortly. Stay tuned. So starting lineups for UMass have number 1, Leah Wilkinson, Jess Miles, Colleen Kane, Sarah Mealy, Vicky Wood, Sarah Calms, Taylor Hill, Rachel Machado, Katrina Longo, Catherine Gibb, Maddie Riley, and Taylor Coserano. The head coach is Sarah Booker, who graduated from the University of Vermont. And now the lineup for Salve, Regina. Starting it off, number 1, Grace Kelly, 5'2" senior from Auburn, New York. Followed by Carly Melanzak, 5'6" senior from Sayville, New York. Jacqueline Pilati, 5'8" freshman from South Winds, Connecticut. Amanda Latchett, 5'4" freshman from South Hadley, Mass. Then number 9, Gina Tortorici, 5'1" junior from Deer Park, New York. Number 12, Abigail Tepper, 5'5" sophomore from Foxborough, Massachusetts. Number 15, Courtney Moulton, 5'3" freshman from Merrimack, New Hampshire. Number 18, Erin Gerard, 5'2" sophomore from Situate, Mass. Number 21, Sarah Woods, 5'5" junior from East Lyme, Connecticut. Followed by Kayla Sheenan, 5'5" senior from Pomfret, Connecticut. And then number 25, Mary Ashley Donnellan, 5'5" junior from Upton, Mass. And rounding out the starting lineups and in net for Salve, Regina, Josephine O'Reilly, 5'7" senior from Middletown, Rhode Island.
Senior captain on midfield from Auburn, New York, number 1, Grace Kelly. And the senior captain on midfield from Sayville, New York, number 2, Carly Melanzak.
Salve, Regina is coached by Jennifer Foster in her 8th season at the helm. Well, now please stand and rise for the national anthem. So it looks like Carly Melanzak at center field for the draw control here. As we're just about ready to go here from Gaudette Field on a beautiful afternoon here in Middletown, Rhode Island. Players are set. Referee giving the signal, and we are underway. Ball loose on the floor, loose on the ground rather, and finally scooped up by a Seahawk. Running down the left side, pass up ahead into the offensive zone. Working away into the arc. Ball moving around. Now comes to the center. Shot on goal and scored. Right off the bat for the Seahawks. They get a goal. Not sure who scored that, but that was a great initial surge and attack by the Seahawks. Ball was loose on the ground momentarily, but they scooped it up and just rushed straight in and threw a shot on net, and they scored. And quickly, 18 seconds into this game, it's 1-0 Seahawks. So just like that, 1-0 Seahawks, and we'll have another draw control at midfield. Ball loose in the air. Loose on the floor. Ground, rather. Finally controlled again, once again by the Seahawks. Ball moved on up ahead. Rushing down the left side, cradling. Moving back to the point. Trying to set up a play. Ball comes to the right side to Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly passes middle. Shut off there. Ball on the ground. We have a call. So Seahawks back in the offensive zone. Trying to work the ball into the middle. Picked up by Seahawk. Loose off the ground on the left side. Now they work it back up out top. Trying to move the ball middle again, right where they scored last time, but that time saved by Leah Wilkinson. She'll clear out to the left side here. And now UMass Dartmouth will have their first offensive attack of the game. Catherine Gibb with the ball. Moves it to the point to Colleen Cans. Cans holding the ball. Moves to Taylor Corsorano. Corsorano looking to set up a play. Nothing there. She's trying to go middle just like the Seahawks were. Instead, they hold out on the perimeter. Now the ball comes in just inside the arc. Loose on the ground. Still loose on the ground. Scooped up by UMass Dartmouth, though. They move back out to the point to Jessica Miles. Miles to Katerina Longo. Over here to Rachel Machado. Machado holding. Back to Longo. Seahawks doing a good job of keeping UMass out of the middle. Ball loose on the ground. Finally scooped up by the Seahawks. Looped on up ahead. Staying in bounds. Moved past midfield, and now the Seahawks will try and set up an offensive zone attack. Here comes Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods charging strong down the right side, curling the ball. Passes back out to the point. The Seahawks will try and set something up. Just cradling the ball. Now moved down on the right side. Pass back to the point. Center point. Grace Kelly now on the right side. Moving to her left. Cradling. Trying to pass down left side. And the ball is just probably going to skirt out of bounds. So that'll be UMass ball. Going the other way. 27 minutes to play here in the first half. And the score 1-0 Seahawks. Seahawks scored 18 seconds into this game for the only points so far. Play moving up the left side. Running all the way to midfield with it was Vicky Wood, and she passes on up ahead. Ball still loose on the ground and fought for. Call going the other way, though, so it'll be Seahawk ball. Too used to doing basketball games now. I'm gonna keep spurting. I keep saying it's on the floor. Seahawk basketball. I gotta get my mind straight. This is lacrosse. Carly Melanzak moving up the right side, trying to position herself behind net, just cradling the ball. Goes to the behind the net on the left side. Seahawks trying to work it into the middle again. That's what they scored early in this game. Pass comes right into the middle, driving all the way in. Shot on net, blocked away. But Seahawks retain the ball. Still working on that left side. Now they come back to the point. Grace Kelly evades one person, feeds it middle, shot on goal, knocked away. Seahawks still with the ball, though. Still in control here. Abigail Tepper moving back to the right side, driving in, now kicking back out to the point. Grace Kelly looking for an opening, goes middle, ball's loose on the floor, and scooped up by UMass Dartmouth. And a call away from the ball, and they signal UMass ball. And charging with it, close near midfield, was Vicky Wood. She's the one with the ball now. Lobs it on up ahead for Taylor Hill, and Taylor Hill will take it down the left side. Hill will hand back to Colleen Kane, her first touch of the game. Kane works to the top of the arc. Now tries to go strong down the left side, now pulls back out. Looking for a centering pass. Instead, coming back out to the point to Rachel Machado. Machado to Catherine Gibb. Gibb holding strong on the left side. Top of the arc. Now moves to the corner. Now behind the net. Taylor Hill just holding it behind the net, trying to feed in front. Shot scored! Score for Rachel Machado. 24-20 left in the first half, and this game is tied at 1. UMass did a good job there to work the ball behind the net, find that open cutter right in front, feed in front. Easy score for Machado. That is Machado's 4th goal of the year. Ball control at midfield, controlled by the Seahawks. And then a foul. It'll stay Seahawk ball, though. Lobbed on up ahead. Gina Tortorici with the ball. She just cradles, and they move to the point. Another call away from the ball here. Cross check. Staying Seahawk possession. Free shot, charging towards the net. Ball scoots in, and they rule goal. So the ball is just loose on the ground. It's skirted into the goal. Not sure who scored it, but either way, 2-1 now, Seahawks, with 23:51 to play here in the first half. So we'll have draw control at midfield. 23:51 to play in the first half. The score: Salve Regina 1, UMass Dartmouth. Salve Regina 2, UMass Dartmouth 1. Ball moved to Grace Kelly. She controls it awkwardly down the right side and moves it to the far corner. Now charging. All the way behind the net is Courtney Moulton. Moulton holding there. 2 players behind the net. They tried to feed in front. Ball loose on the ground. Still loose on the ground and finally controlled by UMass Dartmouth. And now they'll try and move on ahead up on the attack. Ball loose on the ground again, but a call away from the ball on the Seahawks, and it'll stay UMass possession. UMass moves on past midfield. Pass up on ahead. Ball loose on the ground, heading towards the out of bounds. Finally scooped up by Grace Kelly. Abigail Tepper, rather, on the right side. Ball controlled, though, by UMass Dartmouth. They're working it, holding behind the net. Coming back to Colleen Kane. Now ball up at the point. Katrina Longo holding and retreating back. Passes back to the Kane on the left side. Kane. Return to Longo. Ball moved to the right side. Near the hashes. Now ball in the far right corner. Pass behind the net. Loose on the ground. But scooped back up by Rachel Machado, and she'll hold it there. Machado trying to feed in front. It's shut off, so they come back to the left side to Kane, but she can't handle it and is heading towards the out of bounds. Scooped up by the Seahawks. Courtney Moulton with it. Moving it on up ahead to Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods charging strong down the right side. Cradling, trying to pass in front for Carly Melanzak, but a whistle away from the ball stops play. So it will be Seahawk ball here. Defeated on the right side. Charging all the way in is Melanzak, but she works right across the crease, kicks back out, loose on the ground, controlled by UMass Dartmouth now. Ball loose on the ground, fought for between Rachel Machado and a Seahawk player. Machado holding, passing up ahead for Kane. Kane down the left side, pressured. She moves past it, into the middle, charging in on net. Now goes around behind the net, looking for that centering pass. Comes to the middle and stolen by the Seahawks. Her pass deflected, but she picks her own pass off of the ground and continues to move forward. Rolls it on up ahead, but picked off by UMass Dartmouth right off the ground. Jessica Miles picks it off the ground, moves it on up ahead into past midfield. Now Catherine Gibb, I believe, charging down the right side. Centering pass to Taylor Corsano. Corsano holding. Fakes a pass. Comes back out onto the wing. Ball moved now to the far left side of the post, now behind the net. Seahawks trying to pressure, prevent that centering pass. Spin move, shot on goal and scored. Colleen Kane with the spin move and the score, and we're tied at 2. 20:10 to play in the first half. Colleen Kane on the right side of the net, faked a pass and then spun right around a Seahawk defender and was able to easily put a shot on goal to tie this game at 2 with 20 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the first half. Kane, the leading scorer of this UMass Dartmouth squad. That's her 13th goal already of this season. And we have draw control here at midfield. Game tied at 2. Controlled by UMass Dartmouth. Moved on up ahead. Corsano picks up the ball. She loses it, though. Still loose on the ground. Fought for. UMass Dartmouth controls. Gibb controls it. Running strong down the right side. Cradling all the way in on net. Now behind the net. Trying to move it in front and a whistle away from the ball. Colleen Kane with the ball. Get a chance for a free shot on net here. Kane driving in. Bounce off the ground and in. So back-to-back goals for Colleen Kane, and UMass takes the lead 3-2 with 19:41 to play here in the first half. Her 14th goal of the season. So Colleen Kane, the scoring threat for the Corsairs, doing damage already. 2 goals In about the span of 30 seconds, she gives the Corsairs a 3-2 lead over Salve Regina with 19:40 to play in the first half. Corsairs control the draw control, but a foul away from the ball. It'll stay Corsairs ball. Corsano holding on the left side, now working away to the middle, cradling, shooting, and scoring. Taylor Corsano, all on her own, scores 4-2 now the score. So UMass doing their scoring in bunches, 3 goals in about 40 seconds. And now the Seahawks trail by 2. 4-2 the score with 19:14 to play in the first half, and we have a timeout on the field. So after the timeout, the Seahawks return to the field, find themselves down by 2 after 3 very quick goals by UMass Dartmouth. 19:14 to play here in the first half. Salve trying to regroup and get back on the attack. And if there's one advantage Salve maybe has in this game, they have a slight advantage in depth. Can roll more players out there in different lineups, and we'll see what Coach Foster has come up with on the sidelines to try and spark her offense here and maybe adjust her defense after allowing 3 goals in under a minute. Draw control at midfield. Score 4-2 with 19:14 to play in the first half. Ref giving the signal, draw control, ball in the air, loose on the ground, controlled by the Seahawks. Sarah Woods with the ball. Moves it up ahead to Carly Menzak, now passes deep on the left side. Back to Menzak, Melanzak. Carly tries to pass middle instead, comes to Grace Kelly, pass into the middle, ball loose on the ground, controlled by UMass Dartmouth. Good idea to work the ball in the middle there, just could not control it. We have a call away from the ball. Colleen Kane with the ball, racing in the middle, pass up the right side, can't be controlled. Finally controlled though, nope, ball still loose on the ground, fought for. UMass Dartmouth comes away with it, has the ball slapped at, loose on the ground. Still loose on the ground, and we have a call away from the ball. It'll stay UMass possession, 18-10 and rolling here to play in the first half. UMass Dartmouth leading 4-2. Ball moved around behind the net. Now circling around on the left side, coming back to the point. Taylor Corsano with the ball. She cradles. Defended well by Jacqueline Pilati. Corsano moving all the way into the middle. Shot saved. The ball trickles back out. Will be controlled by UMass Dartmouth, though. Strong save by Josephine O'Reilly there, standing strong in her crease on that last shot attempt. Point blank range from UMass Dartmouth. O'Reilly with the ball, and she passes out to Kayla Sheehan with her first touch of this game. Pass not controlled, and it scoots out of bounds. It'll stay Seahawk ball. Gina Tortorici will be inbounding. She moves it ahead to Grace Kelly, and Grace Kelly moving up the right side, now into the middle, is tripped, hits the ground, and that's got to be a foul. Yep, they call a tripping foul, and it'll stay Seahawk ball. Kelly moves on ahead from Moulton. Moulton being pressured, almost double teamed on the right side, so she comes back to the right wing. Now they move to the point. Move to the middle. Shot no good, blocked away, and a foul's called. So stay Seahawk ball. 16-11 to play in the first half. Salve trailing by 2, 4-2. Still searching for their first win in this young season. Grace Kelly races into the middle, shoots on goal, and scores. Goal for Grace Kelly, and the lead is cut to 1. .58 seconds, time of the goal for Grace Kelly, and the score is 4-3. That is Kelly's 4th goal of this season. So, draw control at midfield. Salve fighting back here. Game within 1. 4-3 with 15:53 to play in the first half. Ball control in the air, loose on the ground, and controlled by the Seahawks. Ball moved back to Grace Kelly, who just scored the goal. She's working on the right side. Now feeds to the point. Sarah Woods passes, cutting. Ball loose on the ground. Foul away from the ball. It'll stay Seahawk ball. And a free shot for Catherine Mille, it looks like here. We get to start with the ball and try and put a shot on net. She does, and she scores! So 2 quick goals for the Seahawks here with 15:28 to play in the first half, and the game is tied at 4. Scoring coming in bunches for both teams. That goal for Erin Gerard. Her 2nd goal of the season. So Salve adjusting well after that timeout. Two goals in quick succession and a couple of defensive stops, and this game is tied at 4. 15:28 to play in the first half. Ball control at midfield. Loose on the ground and scooped up by UMass Dartmouth, but taken away by the Seahawks. Long lead. Ball loose on the ground, but controlled by Catherine Mille. Ball comes to the middle. It's loose on the ground and controlled by Salve. Staying in the offensive zone. Coming to the middle. Turning and spinning back around is Catherine Mille. Mille moves to the point. Spinning with it is Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods holding, being pressured, looking for a pass. Escapes to the left. still holding at the point, being swiped at by a UMass defender, and a little too aggressive there in our defense, and she's called for a foul. And now Sarah Woods with the open lane to the net. See if she shoots it quick or drives in. Instead, she holds at the point and moves back to Catherine Millet. Millet trying to feed middle. Ball loose in the ground. Fought for amongst a group of players, and they rule that it'll be UMass ball. So UMass ball with 14 minutes to play here in the first half. Game tied at 4. Ball slashed at and foul immediately called on the far side of the field. Charging strong down the right side. And now settling in behind the net. Taylor Hill with the ball, trying to feed Kane in the middle. That pass not there. Ball still loose on the ground. Fought for, controlled by UMass Dartmouth again. Taylor Corsano in a big group of players able to escape. Move back to the point, and now Corsano with the ball again. Kane, rather. Kane loses the ball loose on the ground, but she scoops it back up. Now works strong on the other side, slashing in the middle, cradling, and a foul is called. So the danger is Kane holding the ball, staring straight at Josephine O'Reilly. They give the whistle. Kane tries to pass behind the net, has the ball deflected away, still loose on the ground, picked off by the Seahawks. Good defense there. Ball batted around, loose on the ground. Kane fighting for it. Foul called on that play, so it'll stay UMass ball here. .12 minutes and 38 seconds to play in the first half. Game tied at 4. UMass Dartmouth with the ball. Kane cradling. Back behind the net. Catherine Gibb with it. Moves back to Kane. Kane finds a cutting player. Shooting and scoring. Katrina Longo scores. And UMass Dartmouth takes back the lead. 5-4 with 12 minutes and 12 seconds to play in the first half. Just a good job there of holding the ball behind the net, looking for cutters. Feeding it to Longo in front, and she scores easily. With 12 minutes and 12 seconds to play in the first half, UMass Dartmouth leading 5-4, and we'll have draw control at midfield again. That Longo's 6th goal of this season. Draw control, controlled by the Corsairs, and running up the left side rather, is Gibb. Feeds to Corsano. Now, charging, strong, down the left side, has the ball slapped at, knocked away, and we have a foul called. So the Corsairs, who just took the lead, right back in the offensive zone here. Players waiting for the signal from the referee. Charging and shooting and scoring again is Katrina Longo. Back-to-back goals for Longo. And UMass Dartmouth takes a 6-4 lead. So the scoring coming in bunches for both teams. Quick little spurts. UMass Dartmouth has the 6-4 lead. The 11:45 to play in the first half. The seventh goal now of the season for Katrina Longo. Draw control coming at midfield. Ball in the air. Kane fighting for it. Instead, comes down to Gibb. Longo charging up the left side. Working around the arc. Now behind the net. Longo set a position. Charge all the way around the net. Looking for a pass in front. Longo spins, shoots, and scores again. 3 straight goals for Katrina Longo. And UMass Dartmouth takes a 7-4 lead. 8th goal of the season for Katrina Longo now. So Salve down by 3 now again, 7-4. With 11:26 to play in the first half. They'll have draw control again at midfield. Draw control won by UMass Dartmouth. Gibb has the ball knocked away on the ground, but she still keeps control. Moves back. Ball loose on the ground. Looking like it's going to head out of bounds. Sarah Cams controls deep in her own territory. Double team, so she moves back to the middle. Salve trying to trap here. Jessica Miles with the ball. Miles crosses midfield. Evading defenders. Now pulls up. Double teamed, and Salve has the steal. Has the ball slapped at and knocked out of bounds, but it'll be Seahawk ball. 10:45 to play in the first half. Salve trailing by 3 and with possession of the ball. Gina Tortorici in possession here for the Seahawks. She passes ahead to Sarah Woods, and Sarah Woods will move past midfield, pass on up ahead. Sprinting down the left side is Morgan McNulty. She gets bumped and fouled. Seahawks take up position in the offensive zone. With 10 minutes to play here in the first half, trailing by 3, 7-4. McNulty moves back to the far left side. Now pass comes to the middle. Loose on the ground. Fought for. Still fought for. No one in possession yet. And then a foul called. And they ruled that it'll be UMass Dartmouth ball. So a foul there on a Seahawk. Giving up good offensive zone position. Colleen Kane with the ball. Sprinting at the 30 to the 20. Setting up position. 2-on-1 here. Shot no good. Wide left. UMass had a 2-on-0 situation. Could not convert and had the ball go out of bounds. Still in possession here, though, behind the net. Rachel Machado works it up to Kane. Corsano, rather. Corsano. Holding, looking for cutters, trying to feed middle. Ball scooped up by Seahawk, but slapped at and taken control again by UMass Dartmouth. Fight for the ball behind the net. It scoots out of bounds. They rule Seahawk ball. .8:40 to play in the first half. Seahawks trailing by 3, 7-4. Ball loose on the ground. Fought for between a Seahawk and a Corsair. It scoots almost out of bounds in the far left-hand corner. Still Seahawk ball. Catherine Gibb applying the pressure there for the Corsairs. Inbound comes to Caitlin Giuseppe. Giuseppe moving down the right side. Feeding in front to Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods back to Giuseppe. Charging. Middle. Shot on goal. Scored! Gina Tortorici with the goal. Her first of the season. Now a 2-point game. 7-5 with 7:55 to play in the first half. So we'll see if the Seahawks have a barrage of goals in them here. This game has been a game of runs, with goals coming in quick succession. 7-5 the score with 7:55 to play in the first half. Seahawks trailing by 2 to UMass Dartmouth. Draw control at midfield. Ball loose on the ground. Fought for, controlled by UMass Dartmouth. Michelle Winchell controls it, and she'll take it down the left side at the 20-yard line. Has the ball slapped at. It's loose on the ground. Fought for, and a foul is called on Salve Regina. Foul called on Sarah Woods. Stay UMass Dartmouth ball. Winchell holding it at the 20-yard line. Moves to the point. Kane will settle in and move around the arc to the left side. Now working her way in. Taking a position behind the net. Kane back to Winchell. Corsano with it. Moving back to the point. To Rachel Machado. Ball deep on the left side. Comes back to Machado. Machado holding. Ball comes to Sarah Mealy. Mealy fakes inside. Now ducks back out and passes back to Winchell. Winchell inside the arc and ducks back out again. Ball comes behind the net. Deep on the left side. Ball back to Mealy. Now Kane with the ball behind the net. Fakes, spins, shoots, blocked. Good, great save there by Josephine O'Reilly, not going by the fake, and the great spin move of Kane. O'Reilly controls and moves it on up ahead. Ball loose at midfield. Fought for and controlled by Salve. Slapped at. And Amanda Latchett will control. Pass on up ahead. Ball comes to the point to Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods charging, strong down the right side, cradling, shooting, and scoring. Goal good for Sarah Woods. Now Salve only trails by 1, 7-6. With 5:53 to play in the first half. Timeout on the field. We'll take it. 5:53 to play in the first half. Salve trailing by 1 to UMass Dartmouth, 7-6. Players returning to the field with 5:53 to play in the first half. Salve going on a bit of a run here. They were down 3, and now the 2 quick goals, and they're back within 1, 7-6. And they'll have draw control at midfield. Referee adjusting each player's. Hand in the air, he gives a signal and draw control at midfield, controlled by UMass Dartmouth, but picked off by the Seahawks. Sarah Woods with it. Crosses midfield and now sets up in the attacking zone. Pass ahead to Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly, standing at the arc, moves to the point, has the ball slapped at. It'll stay Seahawk ball. Sarah Woods had it slapped at there, and she'll be the one with the ball here. So Sarah Woods takes up free position, and she'll have a shot on net. Sarah Woods into the middle, holding there and kicking back out to the left side. Ball comes to Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly ducking, weaving her way. Pass into the middle. Shot blocked away. So Seahawk with the ball. Holding behind the net. Trying to feed middle. Bounces on the ground. Shot blocked and scooped up by Leah Wilkinson, holding the ball all the way out of her crease. Wilkinson just holding the ball, looking for a pass. Still holding it. A good 15 yards out of her crease now. Wilkinson still with the ball, just cradling it. Now looking like she's going to pass. Nope, still just cradling the ball. A good 25 yards out of her crease. And now lobs near midfield, almost picked off by Sarah Woods, but the ball's loose in the 4, and Wilkinson will retreat quickly to her crease. Here comes Corsano, though, strong down the left side. Being pressured by Pilati. Corsano spinning, turning, back to Kane. Kane has it slapped at. And she is fouled. Now Kane will take up free position. With 3 minutes and 38 seconds to play in the first half, UMass Dartmouth with the 1-point lead. Kane shoots on net and scores. Colleen Kane once again giving UMass Dartmouth an 8-6 lead with 3 minutes and 34 seconds to play in the first half. Salve has played pretty good defense when they're in their own zone, but giving up the free position has killed them this game. At least so far, with 3 minutes and 34 seconds to play in the first half, Salve trails 8-6, and they'll have draw control at midfield. Between Kane and Melanzak and Jacqueline Pilati, rather. Ball controlled by the Seahawks at midfield. Sarah Woods with it, and she is swiped at by Colleen Kane and fouled. Play will continue, and Sarah Woods across the 30 to the 20. Moves it back to Pilati. Pilati holding now. Feeds middle, spinning and looking for a shot and getting fouled is Carly Melanzak. Now Melanzak takes up free position. Charging in, cradling, shooting, saved by Wilkinson. Ball comes to Kane. Kane spins one way and comes back to her left, charging in midfield. Now reverses field. Looking for a pass, still retreating. She gets double teamed, so the ball comes back in the defensive zone. Now to midfield to Sarah Mealy. Mealy up the right side. Ball comes to the point. Now to the left side to Jessica Miles. Miles holding and passes to Kane. Kane double team, so she backs back out. Whistle away from the ball. Foul is called, and it'll stay UMass Dartmouth ball. With 2:03 to play here in the first half, and UMass Dartmouth leading 8-6. Colleen Kane taking up free position. Kane charging, shooting, and scoring. Colleen Kane once again. 9-6 now the score with 2:01 to play in the first half. So obviously Colleen Kane is the offensive power of this UMass Dartmouth team, and she has her footsteps already all over this game. 9-6 the lead for UMass Dartmouth with 2:01 to play in the first half, and they'll have draw control at midfield. Ball in the air, loose on the ground now, controlled by the Seahawks. Charging down the left side is Jacqueline Pilati. Pilati will hold, move back to Melanzak. Melanzak passes to Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods trying to set up the offense. Woods being pressured by Catherine Gibbs, so she gives it up to the left side to Melanzak. Back to Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods spinning, charging, strong down the right side, shooting on goal, saved by Wilkinson. .1:15 to play here in the first half. Salve Regina trails by 3, 9-6. Ball loose on the ground, but a foul is called on the Seahawks. It'll stay UMass Dartmouth ball. Ball comes ahead to Jessica Miles. Miles crosses midfield, passes to the right side. Pass can't be controlled. Sarah Woods looking to pick it off the ground. Mary Ashley Donnellan rather trying to pick it off the ground. And she passes on up ahead. Seahawks charging down the left side into the offensive zone, trying to set up the attack. Sarah Woods holds, moves to the point. Ball comes center. Shot on goal and scores. Abigail Tepper with the goal. And the game's 9-7 now with 42 seconds to play in the first half. So if it weren't for all the fouls they've committed in their own defensive zone, Salve could very well be leading here. They've executed well in their offensive zone. Just costly mistakes in the defensive end and giving up free position to players like Colleen Kane has them down 2 here, 9-7 with 42 seconds to play in the first half, and they'll have draw control at midfield. Ball in the air, now loose on the ground, fought for, controlled by the Seahawks. Pilati moves it on up ahead. Bumped and fouled there is Tepper. And now Tepper takes up free position with 31 seconds to play in the first half. Salve trailing by 2. Tepper cradling the ball, staring at Wilkinson. She shoots and she scores! Abigail Tepper back-to-back goals. And now this is a 1-point game once again, 9-8 with 27 seconds to play in the first half. Tepper just with the slight fake and then the shot on goal. Gets it past Leah Wilkinson, and this is a 1-point game, 9-8, 27 seconds to play in the first half. Her third goal of the season. Ball control at midfield. Fought for. Still no one in control, and finally Pilati comes away with it. Moves it to the left side. Seahawks may just let the clock run out. Latchett passes on up ahead. Long lead for Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly trying to chase it down, but it's going to scoot out of bounds. 000 showing on the clock. And the referees say that is the end of the first half. So we come to the end of the first half with the score. UMass Dartmouth 9, Salve Regina 8. Here from Gaudette Field on a beautiful sunny Saturday afternoon. So players getting set for the start of the second half and looking over the stats at the half. Salve Regina, 3 goals and an assist for Abigail Tepper, 2 goals for Grace Kelly, 2 assists for Gina Tortorici, 1 goal for Erin Gerhard, and 2 goals and an assist for Sarah Woods. Meanwhile, for UMass, Colleen Kane, 4 goals and 1 assist. Katarina Longo, 3 goals. Taylor Hill, an assist, and 2 goals for Taylor Corsano. And really, when you look at the half, I mean, to only be down by 1, Salve played pretty good defense. They were getting in the way of the UMass offensive players, but too many fouls and too many free positions given up. And that's where the majority of UMass's goals do come from and came from in this game. But Salve right there, down by 1, 9-8, and 30 minutes left to play to decide this game. And draw control coming at midfield. Draw control controlled by the Seahawks, and they move it on up ahead and try and set up into the offensive zone. Working far down the right side, now taking up position behind the net. Moving straight in front, shooting and scoring is Carly Melanzak. And just like that, we are tied. So Salve scored with 18 seconds into the first half. They scored 25 seconds into the second half, and we're tied at 9. 9-9 with 29 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the second half. And Sarah Woods assisting on that Melanzak goal, which tied this game at 9. Draw control coming at midfield. Ball knocked in the air, controlled by Salve Regina. Sarah Woods spinning, pushing ahead to midfield, now into the offensive zone. Salve will right back on the attack. Grace Kelly holds. Now comes to Tortorici. Tortorici moves back to Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly finds middle, shooting and scoring once again. Sarah Woods. 2 quick goals in less than a minute for the Seahawks, and they take the lead 10-9. And as I've said, Salve executing great in their offensive zone, and they've executed pretty well defensively, except for the fouls. Giving up the free position has hurt them. But nonetheless, after trailing by 3, late in the first half, they take a 10-9 lead less than a minute into the second half. Draw control coming at midfield. Draw control. Ball loose on the ground. Fought for. Still being fought for. Scooped up by UMass Dartmouth. And they'll take control in their own defensive end. Ball moved to the far left side. Gibb with it there. She crosses the 40-yard line. Now crosses midfield. Charging all the way into the offensive zone. Gibb being pressured by Grace Kelly. A little too aggressive there. Now Grace Kelly with the ball. Kelly moves to Tortorici. Tortorici will sprint across midfield and straight into the offensive zone. Tortorici into the middle, now working back out in the arc. Moves back to the point. Sarah Woods with it there. Woods trying to feed Kelly middle. Ball comes all the way in on net, and Wilkinson has it. She'll control and slowly start walking out of her crease. Still looking for a pass. Wilkinson still holding the ball. We saw this early in the first half. She came as far as 25 yards out of her crease. About 15 yards out of her crease now, still just holding and cradling the ball. inching further out of the crease. Now she lobs near midfield, and the ball is controlled by Kane. Sarah Combs, rather. UMass Dartmouth having trouble getting across midfield, but now they do and enter the offensive zone deep on the left side. 27 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the first half as UMass Dartmouth takes up position behind the net. Ball moved to the right side. Michelle Winchell with it. Moves back to Gibb. Gibb back behind the net. Now deep on the left side. I believe that's Kane holding it. Looking. Still holding. Trying to feed middle. Shooting. And then scoring. Not sure who that was. Nonetheless, a goal for UMass Dartmouth, and we're tied at 10 with 26:43 to play in the second half. A lot of bodies in front. Not sure if O'Reilly could see who was there. And they announced that as Katrina Longo with that score. And as I was saying, a lot of traffic in front. Not sure if O'Reilly could even see who had the ball. This game is tied at 10. Draw control coming at midfield. Referees give the signal. Kane fighting for it, finally controlled by Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods will cross the 40-yard line and now try and enter the offensive zone. She's in. Works to the arc. Now retreats. Pressured by Gibb. Gibb shoves her and gets called for a foul. Shot inside, shooting. Ball deflected away. Comes back out onto the perimeter. Abigail Tepper, she could have controlled that pass, would have had a wide open shot on net. Now working inside, shooting and scoring is Carly Melanzak. So Tepper could have controlled a point blank pass. They work it back out of the perimeter, but Melanzak takes it inside and shoots and scores. Salve takes the lead 11-10 with 26 minutes and 1 second to play here in the second half. Draw control coming at midfield. So Salve opening the second half on a 3-1 run. Draw control. Ball loose on the ground. Fought for. Controlled by Salve Regina. Melanzak moves it on up ahead. Here comes Grace Kelly, who gets bumped just at the free position arc. We'll see if they give her a free position or if Salve will have to set up outside in the offensive zone. And Grace Kelly takes up free position. Kelly charging, shooting, just wide of the net, and the ball scoots out of bounds. Tepper with the ball, position behind the net, moves back to Kelly. Kelly holding behind the net, trying to feed in front to Tepper. Tepper can't control it. It's loose on the ground. She picks it back up, though, and works back out to the arc. Pass coming in the middle. A shot blocked by Wilkinson, but we have a whistle away from the ball. Let's stay Salve ball, and looks like free position coming here for the Seahawks. Free position for Gina Tortorici, it looks like. Tortorici all the way in, shot blocked by Wilkinson. Ball still loose on the ground, and Grace Kelly comes away with it. Passes behind the net. Being pressured there, has the ball loose on the ground, still loose on the ground. Ball behind the net being fought for between players, and Seahawks come away with it. Now Grace Kelly backing out on the right side. Passes behind the net. Tortorici Tepper trying to feed middle, and another foul called. Looks like a cross check. It'll stay Salve ball in the offensive zone. 24 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the second half. Salve with the 11-10 lead. Free position here for Mary Ashley Donnellan. Donnellan all the way in. Shot blocked by Wilkinson again. And she scoops up. Almost tries to save it. Has it go over her head. But then she finally controls it. Almost put it in net herself, trying to scoop that off the ground. Tortorici bumps Sarah Combs in the defensive zone. Gets called for the foul, and now Combs will pass on up ahead to Miles. Miles crosses the 40, working her way to midfield, looking for a pass. She retreats back. Now has the pass blocked away by Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods fighting for it and comes away with the ball. And gets bumped hard by Rachel Machado. So Machado, maybe in frustration, having her pass broken up and then stolen by Woods, fouls her. Woods moves ahead to Tepper. Tepper passing up to Woods. Woods just inside the arc, looking for an interior pass. Comes to the deep left side. Move back to Woods. Woods charging strong. Down the right side, gets bumped. Another foul is called. So Salve has been on the attack most of this half. 23 minutes and 21 seconds to play. Woods all the way in. Looks like she got hit in the head. She's down on the ground. Still down as play continues on the left side. Now the referees call a stop to it. Player down on the ground. I believe that's Sarah Woods. Face down. She may have caught a stick into the face. She is obviously shaken up. That was Sarah Woods, and she gets to her feet and now will slowly make her way to the bench. She gets a round of applause from the audience. Catherine Amelia will check into the game for her. So Woods comes to the bench. Being tended to by the trainers. And play continues. Free position shot here for the Seahawks. Ball comes to Grace Kelly at the point. Kelly spinning, getting bumped and fouled. So now Grace Kelly takes up free position with 23 minutes to play here in the second half. Kelly shoots and scores! Grace Kelly gives the Seahawks a 2-point lead, 12-10, with 22:57 to play in the second half. That her third goal of this game. Unassisted goal there for Grace Kelly off the free position. So where free position was working in the favor of UMass Dartmouth early in this game, it's working in the favor now of Salve Regina, and they've taken a 2-point lead, 12-10, with 22 minutes and 57 seconds to play in the second half. And draw control coming at midfield. Referee gives a signal, and the ball is in the air. Fought for, still loose on the ground, controlled by UMass Dartmouth. Catherine Gibb charges into the offensive zone. Strong down the left side. Now she pulls back out and moves to the point. Longo holding there. Moves back to Colleen Kane. Kane ducks the shoulder, drives down the right side, passes behind the net. Miles with it there. Miles holding. Moving back behind the net to Mealy. Miss Dartmouth holding behind the net. Mealy charging, feeding, middle, shooting, blocked away by O'Reilly. Now Winchell with it. Moves back to the point. Longo holding there. Longo trying to work her way in, but she's shut off by two Salve defenders, so she backs her way out. Longo double teamed. Ball loose on the ground. They call a foul, though, and it'll be UMass Dartmouth ball still. Ball moved to the middle and stolen by Salve Regina. Gina Tortorici with the steal there. Her pass, though, goes down the right side and out of bounds. So it'll be UMass Dartmouth ball on the Salve turnover. 21 minutes, 25 seconds to play in the second half. Salve with the 2-point lead, 12-10, as they've opened up very strong here in the second half. Tepper pressuring. Ball moved up ahead to Mealy. Mealy being pressured by Melanzak, and she escapes. Moves her way in the offensive zone, but her pass broken up and taken by the Seahawks. Ball moved on up ahead. Melanzak with it. She takes position on the left side and feeds Tepper behind the net. Tepper charging to her right. Into the middle. Looking, shooting, and scoring! Abigail Tepper. And the Seahawks lead by 3, 13-10, with 20 minutes and 48 seconds to play. Tepper's fourth goal of the game. You could see that play developing right from the get-go. Carly Melanzak charging down the right side, had Tepper right on her left side. Melanzak crossed in front of her, fed Tepper, and Tepper just worked away to the middle and shot on goal. Salve now up by 3, 13-10, 20:48 to play in the second half. Draw control coming at midfield. A whistle on the draw control. And they rule Salve Regina ball. Tortorici with it. Moves in the offensive zone. Passes to Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly spinning. Passing to the left side. Ball comes down to the middle. Backing her way out. Passing back to Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly can't control the pass. It's loose on the ground. She's fighting for it. Still fighting for it. She comes away with it. Now, just a mash of players. Ball still loose on the ground. Being fought for amongst two Salve players and two UMass players. And finally a whistle is called. Had to be a body check in there somewhere. And it'll be Salve ball. Jessica Miles holding the ball for the Seahawks. Rather, Jacqueline Pilati with the ball for the Seahawks. Ball comes to the middle and being pushed and fouled there is Donnellan. Courtney Moulton, rather, and Moulton will have a free position shot here. She shoots and she scores! Courtney Moulton gives the Seahawks the largest lead of this game, up by 4, 14-10, with 19:44 to play in the second half. Moulton's first goal of this game. So the free position paying off big time for the Seahawks. They lead by 4, 14-10, with 19:44 to play in the second half. Draw control at midfield. Ball loose on the ground. Slapped at and taken by Salve Regina. Ball comes up ahead to Tortorici. Tortorici now with it. Strong down the left side. Moves it in front to Melanzak. Melanzak passes to I believe that's Sarah Woods who's back in the game. Tepper controls it deep behind the net. Being pressured there by Mealy. Comes back to Tortorici. Tortorici returns to Sarah Woods. Yes, Sarah Woods back in the game now after leaving one to him. Sarah Woods into the middle. Kicks back out. Controlled there by Donnellan. Grace Kelly back to Tepper. Tepper into the middle. Gets bumped. She goes to the ground. And they call a foul. Must have called the foul there on Salve Regina with the bump because as I look up from my notes here, UMass Dartmouth has the ball. But then another foul quickly gives it back to Salve Regina. Grace Kelly with it, working on the right side. Moves back to Donnellan. Donnellan, pass ahead to Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods, inside both arcs. Charging, shooting, and scoring! As she was getting knocked to the ground, Sarah Woods puts it in the net. And Salve Regina pulling away now. 15-10 the score with 18:24 to play in the second half. And draw control coming at midfield. 18:24 to play in the second half. Salve leading by 5, 15-10. Salve coming out very, very strong here in the second half. And talking about how poor decisions in the defensive end resulted in goals for UMass. Well, they haven't even been in the defensive end that much. Salve has been on the attack most of this half, and they control the ball here. The best defense is a good offense, as they say. Move to Melanzak. Melanzak passes to the right side. Sprinting up the right side is Moulton. Moulton now spinning back out. Passes to Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly holds. Back to Melanzak. Now Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods to Donnellan. Passes left side to Tepper. Tepper back to Donnellan. Ball coming back to Sarah Woods. Pass knocked away, being bumped again by Catherine Gibb. Catherine Gibb and Sarah Woods have been going at it pretty much from the get-go here. Donnellan moves to Tortorici. Tepper. Sarah Woods passes to the right side to Melanzak. Back to Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods being pressured right at the top of the zone. Has ball deflected, heading out of bounds, but Melanzak saves it. Passes up ahead for Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly holding, evading a double team, moving back to Melanzak. Now Sarah Woods. Seahawks still stuck out here on the perimeter. Tortorici moves to Tepper. Tepper cradles, moves back to Tortorici. Tortorici looking for a setting pass, instead moves back to Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods at the point. Grace Kelly now deep on the left side. Pass to Tepper. Comes to the right side. Return to Tepper. Seahawks just working the ball around. Sarah Woods now in the middle. She's shut off, so she backs it back out again. Now Grace Kelly holding the ball. Seahawks maintaining a very strong offensive attack in the second half. They spent a lot of time in the UMass offensive zone. Sarah Woods spinning. Now, looking to feed middle, Grace Kelly shoots and she scores! Grace Kelly with the goal, and now it's 16-10 Seahawks. Not sure what the number was, but Salve had to be in the offensive zone for about 5 minutes there on that possession. That's sure what it felt like. And as I've said, the strong offensive play has led to them playing strong defense as well, and they lead now 16-10, the largest lead of this game for either team, with 16 minutes to play in the second half. And a timeout on the field. We'll take it. 16:03 to play in the second half. Salve leading now 16-10. So out of the timeout, we have 16:03 to play here in the second half. Salve has taken control. They lead by 6, 16-10. Salve maintaining a very strong offensive attack, and they've really just had possession of the ball more. They've dominated this second half, and that's kept UMass Dartmouth out of their own offensive attack and kept them from being able to score any goals and get back in this game. We'll see if Salve can maintain the strong pressure. And Sarah Woods has the ball at midfield. Now Jacqueline Pilati with it, racing down the left side. Pilati's pass too wide for Tortorici, and it goes out of bounds. That'll be UMass ball. Mealy holds, trying to pass to Kane in the middle. Ball's deflected. It's loose on the ground and fought for. Finally controlled by UMass Dartmouth, but still slapped away in a pile of players, and the ball squirts loose, and it'll be scooped up by Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods passes on to Tortorici. UMass Dartmouth really struggling to get out of their own zone and even to get anywhere past midfield in this half. Sarah Woods holds. Passes to the left side. Grace Kelly. Return to Jacqueline Pilati. Now Tortorici with it. Tortorici just holding. Salve content to run clock here. Tortorici trying to pass to Tepper. It comes wide. Ball heading out of bounds, and Salve can't save it, so it'll be UMass Dartmouth ball. 14 minutes and 22 seconds to play here in the second half. Inbounds pass, stolen by Sarah Woods. Salve right back on the attack. Tortorici. Working her way in. Slashing to the right. Shooting and scoring! Tortorici unassisted. Salve leading by 7 now. 17-10. Tortorici just faked that little inside move to her left. Planted her foot, came back to the right, cradled and shot on net. And she buries it with 14 minutes and 1 second to play here in the second half. We'll have draw control at midfield. Draw control at midfield. Ball loose on the ground, being fought for and controlled by the Seahawks. Here comes Jacqueline Pilati with it. Pilati moves on up ahead from Melanzak. Melanzak with Tepper trailing her. Now Melanzak moving to the left side, passes back to Tepper. Abigail Tepper cradling now on the left side at the 10-yard line. Tepper looking middle. Now backing her way out. Pass back to the point. Sarah Woods with it there. Woods at the arc. Turns her back. Has the ball slapped at by Mealy. Hits the ground, but Pilati right there to pick it up. Comes now to Melanzak behind the net. Melanzak working her way in, being pressured, so she pulls out. Comes to Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods to Tortorici. Tortorici holding. Tortorici inside, shooting just wide, and that'll go out of bounds, but deflected, so it'll stay Seahawk ball. 12 minutes and 50 seconds to play here in the second half. Salve leading 17-10. And as I've said multiple times, the offensive dominance that Salve has had so far in the second half has kept UMass Dartmouth from having virtually any chances to score a goal, let alone even be in the offensive zone. Pilati holding on the left side. Comes to Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods slashing, inside, shooting, and scoring! Sarah Woods with 12 minutes and 18 seconds to play gives Salve the 8-point lead, 18-10. $12:18 to play. Sarah Woods gives the Seahawks an 8-point lead, 18-10. Draw control coming at midfield. Foul on the draw control, and it'll be UMass ball. Colleen Kane with it. She races, trying to set up in the offensive zone. Comes to Mealy on the right side. Mealy at the 10-yard line. Now at the base of the arc, working her way behind the net. And UMass Dartmouth taking up position in the offensive zone. They haven't been here in a while. Deep on the left side. Spinning with it is Longo. Longo shooting and saved by O'Reilly. Longo trying for the quick shot, but Josephine O'Reilly all over that. O'Reilly clears out to Woods, and Woods will work her way down the right side. Ball controlled at midfield. Passed on up ahead for Catherine Mealy. Mealy strong down the right side. Feeding Tortorici. Tortorici all the way in on goal. Shot saved by Wilkinson. And she clears to the left side. UMass Dartmouth facing an 8-point deficit, 18-10. The Seahawks lead, 10:50 to play in the second half. Ball comes to Longo. Longo at the 30-yard line, racing into the offensive zone. Full sprint. Now she puts the brakes on, spins, looking for a pass, trying to feed on the left side, charging, shooting, and scoring! Taylor Corsano scores for UMass Dartmouth. Went about 20 minutes in between goals. And now this is a 7-point game, 18-11 with 10:32 remaining in the second half. Draw control coming at midfield. Ball loose on the ground. It was controlled momentarily by Salve Regina, but foul is called, so it'll be UMass Dartmouth ball. Longo running up the left side. Another foul is called. Play continues. 10 minutes to play here in the second half. Salve leading 18-11 over UMass Dartmouth. Ball moved deep on the left side. Now it comes to Colleen Kane. Colleen Kane can't control the pass, but now she does. Charges all the way in. Shooting blocked away by O'Reilly, but a foul is called. Now Colleen Kane takes up free position. This is what plagued the Seahawks in the first half. Colleen Kane shooting, blocked momentarily, but she scores. Colleen Kane scores off the free position, and this is a 6-point game, 18-12. Colleen Kane scores unassisted off the free position, and this is a 6-point game, 18-12, 9:48 to play. So quick goals here for UMass Dartmouth. Salve's best defense this half has been their offense. See if they can get control of the ball here. They can't. Ball comes to Catherine Gibb. Catherine Gibb cradling, trying to enter the offensive zone. They do. It comes to Mealy. Mealy strong down the right side, looking for a pass behind the net. She goes there. Holding behind the net. Now on the far side. Return to Mealy behind the net. Mealy works her way to the right, looking for a centering pass, looking for cutters. No one there, so she backs back out. Mealy trying to work. Comes back to Longo at the point. Longo holding 9 minutes to play here in the second half. Longo ducks the shoulder, spins, gets bumped, and a foul is called. And they call the offensive foul on Longo. She ducked the shoulder just a little bit, looking for contact, and she gets called for the offensive foul. So it'll be Seahawk ball with 8:48 to play here in the second half. Seahawks leading by 6, 18-12. Ball comes to Gillespie up the right side. She has the ball slapped at, loose on the ground, but picks it back up. Moves to Melanzak. Now to Pilati. Pilati holding. Comes to Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly just holding at the point. Now to Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods moves middle. Melanzak looking for a shot. She's shut off, so she backs back out to the point. Catherine Mealy. They got it. Shot and scoring. No. Just wide. Hit off the back of the net. Looked like it had gone in, but Seahawks hold on to the ball. Catherine Mealy holding. Trying to feed middle. Has the ball loose on the ground. Picked off and stolen momentarily. Foul on Sarah Woods. So it'll be UMass Dartmouth ball with 7:30 to play in the second half. Salve leading by 6, 18-12. Rachel Machado gets fouled, trying to enter the offensive zone, and she will start play again here. She cradles. Moves to the 20-yard line. Trying to set up a play. Under 7 minutes to play here in the second half. Salve leading by 6, 18-12. Ball comes to Longo. Longo cycles deep down the left side and now comes behind the net. cradling the ball. Longo looking for an interior pass from behind the net. Nothing there, so she moves back to Kane on the far left side. Kane holding. She's shut off well. Maybe a little too well. She gets bumped and fouled. Bumped and fouled by Jacqueline Pilati, and now Kane takes up free position. Jacqueline came in free position. Works away in, shoots, and blocked away by O'Reilly. Seahawks take the ball. Move to midfield. High advance pass on a breakaway here. Caitlin Gillespie. Gillespie all the way in, shooting, and she scores! Caitlin Gillespie all alone scores, and it's 19-12 with 6 minutes to play. Caitlin Gillespie scores on a breakaway, 19-12 with 6 minutes to play. We'll have draw control at midfield. Draw control coming. Ball in the air. Loose on the ground. Controlled by Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods at midfield. Passes to Melanzak. Melanzak moves up ahead to Tonarici. Comes to Mile on the left side. Grace Kelly now holding. Her pass, loose on the ground, but picked back up by Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods charging, trying to shoot, and she gets knocked to the ground hard. Foul on UMass Dartmouth. And now Sarah Woods takes up free position, with Salve leading by 7 with 5:29 to play in the second half. Sarah Woods fakes a shot, now moves back to the far left side. Ball coming back out to the point. Sarah Woods has it. Moves to Melanzak. Seahawks just holding the ball on the perimeter. Donnellan moves to Melanzak. Now Grace Kelly. Seahawks happy to just run clock here and stay in the offensive zone, leading by 7 with 5 minutes to play in the second half. Melanzak's pass trying to feed middle is picked off. You have a whistle and a stoppage of play. And fouled away from the ball was Catherine Mille, and she will take the ball out beyond the far arc. Referees give the whistle for the start of play. Mille trying to feed left. Her pass hits the ground, but picked back up by the Seahawks. Melanzak returned to Mille. Now Sarah Woods with the ball. Woods charging inside the arc, shooting, and she scores! Sarah Woods once again. 20-12 with 4:09 to play. Seahawks in total control of this game. So with 4:09 to play, we'll have draw control at midfield. Salve Regina completely dominating the second half. They lead 20-12. Ball loose on the ground. Finally picked up by a Seahawk. Still scooting on ahead into the offensive zone. They roll Seahawk ball. Ball moved to Miley. Miley up ahead. Miley pulls back. Feeds Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly at the point. And Sarah Woods controls there. Comes to Pilati on the right side. Back to Woods. Woods finding Gillespie. Grace Kelly. Back to Pilati. 3:12 to play in the second half. Salve leading 20-12. Trailed early in this game by 3, but then coming out of the half, took complete control of this game in the second half. Miley feeds to the left side. Now back to Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly just holding. Salve content just to run clock here. Gillespie kicks back out. Seahawks just working the ball around the perimeter. Happy just to let the seconds tick away off the clock. Sarah Woods with it now. Holding. Pass almost stolen. Ball loose on the ground, but picked back up by Morgan McNulty. Ball comes to Malinzak on the right side. She moves to Grace Kelly. Seahawks really did a great job of sustaining offensive attack, and that kept UMass Dartmouth out of their own offensive attack and stopped them from scoring. And if you're struggling in the first half with defending and giving up fouls and free position, I've said it many times this broadcast already. The best defense is a good offense, and UMass Dartmouth really had such very little time of possession in this half to even have any chances of scoring. Salve, meanwhile, seemingly capable of scoring on every single position they've had. Grace Kelly just fires a shot on goal. She hits the ground, but no foul is called. And Sarah Woods gives a bit of a shove with 1:29 to play. This game well in hand, 20-12 the score, Salve leading. Ball loop near midfield is deflected, taken by Miley, who gets fouled by Colleen Kane. So it'll be Seahawk ball with 1:21 to play. Malinzak on the left side, just holding. Return to Miley. Minute 11 now to play in the second half. Seahawks just going to let the clock wind down. They work the ball around the perimeter. Sarah Woods. All-around effort from the Seahawks today, getting scoring from pretty much not everyone, but 3 or 4, 5 players, and that's we said Salve has depth, and that's where they had the advantage. We thought coming into this game, and they showed their depth in the second half, getting scoring from more than just 1 or 2 people. 38 seconds to play in the second half left in this game. Salve leading 20-12. These final seconds now just a formality. Grace Kelly holding, feeding middle. Sarah Woods shoots just wide. Ball will trickle out of bounds. "19 seconds left in the game. Salve leading 20-12. Malinzak just holding the ball behind the net. Malinzak charging to her right, backing back out, return to Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods feeds to Grace Kelly. 5 seconds to play now. Grace Kelly spinning, just throws one near the net, but the final seconds will tick off the clock, and that is it. Seahawks have a dominant second half effort, and they win this game 20-12. So a dominant second half where the Seahawks controlled the ball most of the half, and really kept UMass Dartmouth out of the offensive zone and from being able to get really any offensive flow or even any scoring chances happening. And that's how they win this game. Very strong offense and ball control win it for the Seahawks. They win it by a score of 20-12. I'd like to thank our entire staff and production crew, especially to Garfield, who had to stand the entire length of this broadcast and hold the camera. He's a trooper. The Seahawks next face Husson in the third game of a 7-game homestand this Wednesday at 4:30. Until then, I'm Andrew Pizzelli, and thank you for listening.